בוקר טוב ילדים.
בוקר טוב רבי.
How's everybody this morning?
Good. Shalom, Rabbi.
Shalom Aleichem. All right, let's start off our day with some prayer, the Shema, and 10 Commandments. Let's start out today. With Allie Mae because she's eating. Allie Mae's going to pray. Allie Mae's going to sing the Shema. Allie Mae's going to do the 10 Commandments.
Thank you, Lord, for this day, and thank you for letting us have another day of life. And thank you for everything you've given us, and thank you for our parents who take care of us, and thank you for letting us have a shelter over our heads. In Yeshua's name, Amen. Shema Yisrael, Yehovah Eloheinu, Yehovah Echad, Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vayed. Hear Israel, the Lord our God is one God. In English or Hebrew?
Russian. English.
I am the Lord your God who brought you out of the land of Egypt. Do not have any other gods before my face. Do not use the Lord's name in vain. Keep the Shabbat holy. Honor your mother and father. Do not murder. Do not commit adultery. Do not steal. Do not lie. And do not covet.
Amen. Let's give Allie Mae the wiggly fingers while she eats her breakfast. All righty. All right, we're moving on to something else that the high priest was going to wear. Okay. Let's see here. Brian, read verse 36 to 38. Shemot 28, verse 36 to 38. Sticky.
You are to make an ornament of pure gold and engrave on it as on a cell set apart for Adonai. Fasten it to a turban with a blue cord on the front of it. Bears the guilt. Any errors committed by the people of Israel is to be consecrating their holy gifts. This ornament is always to be on his forehead, so that the gift of Adonai will be accepted by him.
All right, thank you, Mr. Brian. All right, now we're looking at a close-up. Let me get the other picture so you can see where this is. Okay, so here, what we were looking at in the other picture was this. What's on top of his head? It's called a mitre, a turban. We saw there. Now, I get back to the other picture. Lev, what does this say here?
Kadosh la Yehovah.
Okay, and tell everybody. Got a piece of the bread stuck in my throat there. What does that mean?
Set apart for Adonai.
Okay, it means that, but it also means holy for Jehovah. Holy, set apart means holy, okay? Now, let's talk about that today. Why does that have to be on his forehead? Marley, who are you typing to this morning? Marley?
I'm telling my friend that I'm in class and he should not texting me while I'm in class.
How about just ignoring him?
Yeah, but the thing pops up and then I can't really click the mic button.
All right, well, tell him, text him and say, Monday through Thursday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. I'm in class, so don't bother me ever again.
Okay.
All right. So let's go over to Yeshua. Yeshua, why is this on his forehead? Holy for Jehovah.
Well, he has a holy mind.
He's got holes in his head?
Holy mind.
What do you mean a holy mind?
For he could think good. And he could judge.
He could think of. What about you, Hadassah? Why should he have a holy mind?
Because he's the high priest and he's holy.
He's got holes in it? He's got holes in him?
No.
What do you mean by holy?
God made him holy so he can go in the. He chose him to be the high priest. Okay.
Sorry about that.
He,
Chose him to be the high priest. Okay, Yeshua, you got your hand up.
for he could be holy to the Lord, and God chose him for he could obey God and that he could do all the things for him inside the tabernacle.
Okay, that's very good, Yeshua. That's very good. Let's see. Let's go over to Kevin. Kevin Lama. Why is this over his forehead, Kevin? I can hear you.
So then they will know he's the high priest.
You can know he's a high priest because he's got this thing on his forehead.
Yeah,
Well, why does it say holy to the Lord?
because he works for the Lord.
Don't we all work for the Lord?
Yes.
So where's yours? I don't see that on your forehead. I see your forehead. Where's yours?
That's only for the Kohanim.
So you can have a dirty mind? You can think bad thoughts, Kevin?
No.
Then why don't you have to wear this on your forehead? Why doesn't everybody have to wear this on their forehead? Kevin, are you there?
Yes.
How does the Kohen Hagadol, how does the high priest get this holy mind?
By being a tribe of Levi.
Only the tribe of Levi or Levi, they're the only ones with the holy minds?
Yes.
All right, let me go over to Riette. Is Riette there? There she is. Riette, how does how does the high priest get a holy mind?
Well, if he prays a lot probably and spends a lot of time with God, then does as he says, then he'll probably have a holy mind because like God will probably speak to him a lot.
Can you get a holy mind?
Well, yeah, I think so.
So where's your thing on your forehead? Let's see your forehead.
It's not
How's it on your forehead?
well because that's like so that so that the person will like so that the priest will accept gifts from God because it says so in that passage.
What did you say? You gotta speak a little louder and into the mic.
Well, the thing around the head thing is so that the priest will accept gifts from God.
Accept gifts from God?
Yeah. It's,
God will accept the gift.
oh wait, no. Oh my goodness, I got it mixed around. Like so that God will accept the gifts from him.
Okay. How does he know if he has a holy mind?
Well, maybe if God tells him or like maybe he will like start to notice that he has a holy mind if he like thinks of like God and if God talks to him a lot.
Okay, all right, we're getting there. We're getting there. Yadiel, what do you think? How do you get a holy mind, Yadiel?
Um, I think for me, I think that how you get a holy mind is like if you follow Yeshua.
Well, how do you know you're following him?
Um, because he'll probably tell you, like if you have prayers.
He'll tell you? Well, how do you know that you're following him? Like, how do you know if you're walking in Yeshua's footsteps?
Uh, the Torah.
Okay. From the Torah, what do you mean from the Torah?
Um,
Like you have to grow in this, like you're doing addition and subtraction. Now you're going to do multiplication, division. Is it the same way with growing the holy mind?
no,
No. Well, how do you grow a holy mind?
maybe. I don't really know. Like really, like probably like you follow. You're gonna know how you follow Yeshua because
You stop mid-sentence, Jadiel.
I'm trying to think of something.
Okay. Did you ever play sports?
Yes.
Were you like what sports did you try playing?
Basketball.
Okay. Do you have to practice basketball?
Yeah.
And do you get the ball in the hoop every time?
No.
No. Can you do free throws? Do you get them in all 100% of the time?
I can't say that.
Well, how often do you get it? Half the time, like 50%?
Like half the time.
Okay. So what do you got to do to get it better than half the time? Only getting it 50% of the time is not really great.
Practice.
Oh, you got to practice. Can you shoot the ball from 3-point range and get it in the hoop?
Um, maybe. I don't really know.
You've never tried the 3-point range?
Yeah. I haven't played basketball in a long time because of the virus.
Yeah, it's pretty stupid, don't you think?
Yeah.
Okay, so when you were playing basketball, did you like playing it a lot?
Yeah.
Can you dribble with both hands?
Yeah.
Could you always dribble with both hands, or did you start with just your right hand?
Yeah. I started with my right hand and then I worked out.
So yeah, you had to practice.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe you got to practice to get a holy mind.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see what Lev has to say. Lev, why does the Kohen Hagadol, the high priest, why does he have to have a holy mind, and how did he get this holy mind?
I think it's because, well, you're in the presence of God. And I know that the presence of God is everywhere, yes. But you can't have bad thoughts about someone when you're in the presence of God, when you're in the holy year. But always you have to do that. But the Cohen, I don't know why, but I'm thinking that because since he was closer to God, because he went into where God lived, like basically, our minds are like the human, in God's eyes, I guess. And then, the sin is like dirty stuff. So when we think bad things near God, like I mean with the Cohen, he was very close to God because he was in his house. But on Yom Kippur, he would go into where God was. So then he couldn't even think any bad thoughts.
Just that. Just then he couldn't think any bad thoughts?
No, no one can think bad thoughts, not even the Cohen. But it's not just then where he can't think bad thoughts. It's all the time because they work in the temple all the time. So basically, they're with God every day. But many other people have to do that.
Okay, that was very good. Let's go to Victoria. Victoria, how does a Cohen practice so that he doesn't have any bad thoughts? Victoria disappeared. Now she's back. Victoria. You're still. I see your eyes moving now. Can't hear you, Victoria. Got to choose your microphone. Try talking. All right. We'll come back to Victoria. Adrian, how do you practice having a holy mind, Adrian?
Well, you think holy thoughts. You read the Bible. You do what is commanded of you. Amen. You pray. You try, and that is what helps get you a holy mind.
Well, how do you practice this? How do you practice getting, like, Yadiel was talking about basketball, and that was a good analogy. Do you play any sports, Adrian?
No, not really, no.
No. You play video games.
Although
right?
I probably would be pretty good at track and field.
Probably. Well, why do you say you'd be good in track and field?
Or because I can run pretty quickly.
How far can you run?
Well, I can probably run. Well, this is an estimation, but I believe that my neighborhood, there's a loop in it, and it's about, I don't know, 1,000, 2,000 feet all the way around. I can make about, I don't know, a quarter of it without starting to feel fatigue, being tired.
Okay. Well, how could you do it so that you can make the whole loop? What would you do?
Well, you keep on going, and you keep on going faster until your stamina builds up.
So you would have to practice that like every day or something like that to get better?
Yeah, very much so.
Okay. So how do you get how do you get a holy mind? How do you get a kadosh Yehovah mind? A set apart mind for Yehovah. What do you got to do?
You have to think continually on him. You have to read Torah, Bible, and you also could pray. You have to
Yeah.
think about God at all times in order to have a holy mind. You need to be focused on him and him alone.
Okay, we're getting there. We're getting there. All right, let's see if we can hear Victoria. Victoria, can we hear you now? Try talking to Victoria.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, I'm gonna try to install the app because like the thing keeps freezing and stuff, so I can't really hear you guys. But what's the question?
How do you get a holy mind?
Um, well, first you have to have a good relationship with God, I think, and you have to like get away from the world because like there's a lot of bad things in it, and there's a lot of pagan things, and so like you have to basically, I guess, start over and just read the Torah.
Oh, that was a good thing, Victoria. You have to get away from the unholy thing. You got to get away from the unholy thing. You work on fixing your computer. All right, let's go over to Allie Mae. Allie Mae, how do you get a holy mind? You know, because now we're working up, to some of the older kids, and maybe Tiffany will be next.
I guess we'd have to we'd have to like practice. We'd have to practice. I know that, and we'd have to pray.
Well, what do you got to practice, Allie Mae? Like, do you play sports?
Yes,
Are you're a musician?
I do a lot of different things. Let's just say that.
Okay, well that's good to have a lot of fun, different things to do.
uh,
Do you still play the bass,
yes,
and the piano,
yes,
and the guitar?
yes.
And what do you do to practice on the guitar? What do you do scales or what do you do?
Well, I do scales, and I have to practice my chords each day, and I have to practice the songs I'm learning.
Okay. So how do you apply that to getting a holy mind?
Well, you would have to practice what you would do to get a holy mind each day. You'd have to pray and you would have to read the Bible, and well, you'd have to become closer to God.
And how much of the Bible do you read a day?
I don't know.
One chapter, one verse, 10 chapters, 20 chapters?
Well, for homework, I usually read my my Bible for homework, and it's maybe a chapter. I don't know.
So do you think that's enough practice?
No,
Now, well, how long does it take you to read that one chapter?
not very long.
So do you say you practice your guitar longer than you read the Bible?
Yeah.
What do
Yeah.
you think? What do you think's happening to your mind?
I'm not getting a holy mind.
Oh, all right, very good, Allie Mae. Let's go over to Tiffany with her mid-thigh skirt, waiting to be blown up. How you doing this morning, Miss Tiffany?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Okay. Do you like sports, Tiffany?
Yeah, I do like sports.
What sports do you play?
Well, I don't really have a favorite. I kind of like them, but I guess if I had to choose, it would have to be basketball.
Can you do free throws on the free throw
Is
line?
that not on the first try, and not even on the second?
Yours is like, banging off the backboard or banging off the rim, or you're missing altogether, right?
Yes, I just keep on missing. I'm too small.
Okay. Is there any other? Do you play instruments, Tiffany?
No, I'm not really into that.
What do you do?
I like to play sports most of the time, like to go outside and play soccer.
Okay. You kick the ball into the net from midfield?
Yeah, I can. I've done it before.
Oh, so you're pretty good at that.
I can say I'm good. I'm good at soccer.
You're better at soccer than you are at basketball.
Yes.
Because you can't get the ball in the net in basketball, but you can get the ball in the net on soccer.
Yes, because it's on my level.
What do you mean it's on your level?
Like the basketball hoop is higher than me. Like with soccer is it's on the field, so I can just kick it straight.
Okay, so you can kick. How far away can you kick the ball into the net? Like how many yards?
I don't know because I never actually played. It's like on a professional soccer field, more just like on someone's backyard or on the park. But I say I can kick it from a pretty good distance.
Okay, so you practice that, right?
Repeat that, please.
You practice that?
Yes.
All right. So with that same thought, what are you practicing to get a holy mind, or is your mind still in the gutter because you wear those mid-thigh dresses?
I'm just gonna like to get a holy mind is like you have to have like basic building blocks because you can't just start full on Torah. Like you have to read the Torah and not just read it, but try to meditate on what you read. Like a baby believer, instead of trying to worry about like the major things, should worry about the 7 holy days because those are the building blocks for the whole Torah. The 7 holy days and the 10 commandments.
Okay, so you're you're doing basic stuff. Okay. Now, how long you think you've been walking with the Lord?
Well, I'm just saying, as a baby believer, that's what they should do. But I've been, I think, 6 years. I've been
Okay,
six.
so you've been there 6 years. So what are you doing to get your mind holy? How do you know how to separate things?
Well, when you as you continue to read the Torah, you see the things that are in the Torah and things that are in the world. Like I'm just gonna use the holy days as an example. Pesach is something we're supposed to celebrate, but no one in the world they would celebrate Christmas instead.
Okay. So you're separating yourself from that stuff.
Yes.
Okay, Arya, what are you doing to move up in rank as you're getting older? You know, you're 18 years old now. What are you doing to separate your mind from the world? How do you know what to separate from?
Well, it's like basically what like the world worships, and like you have to separate from that because like it's obvious what the world worships since it's not Torah. And by separating, you just have to like avoid negative thoughts. And if you do like get any negative thoughts, just like push them out. And only like only bless people instead of being negative towards them.
Well, what if they're being a jerk? Can you be negative toward them?
I know you want to, but like there's ways to deal with the situation. You always have to like set them off of like blessing and not hold hatred for that person.
Okay, 18, you got like 2 years ago into the Israeli military, in the biblical military. What would you be what should you be doing to get ready for the biblical military, Ariel? What like the Cohen Hagadol here, as we're reading about his things on his head. How do you progress so that you could get to that job, be working in this job?
It's like like other than mentally preparing yourself, you need to like set yourself apart.
Hi, Eliyahu.
You have to set yourself apart and like like avoid any like negative distractions or like when preparing yourself
Wait,
with
wait. What would be a negative reaction? How do you know what a negative reaction is?
when if it's something against the Torah, like getting angry, which is like something that is against the Torah.
King David got angry.
Yeah, he sometimes made a mistake.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Let's go to one more person. Maybe one or two more people. Good to get you guys thinking about this. Junior, how do you get a holy mind?
It's like a process of it's like it's not like you're gonna get it like straight off the bat. It takes time. You have to start off step by step. You can't really just get a holy mind like in a day. It takes a while and it takes time and process. You gotta be patient.
Okay. Well, what's your process? How do you know what to separate from? What are you doing to get away from what's unholy? And how do you know what's unholy?
Well, to know it's basically on how like if you gotta think like not in your mind if it's bad, good or bad, but like kind of like if if God's mind if it's good or bad. So, for example, if it's bad, and you know that all right, well, if it's bad and you know it's not good for me, and you know that if I'm with it, I'm not making any progress and I'm not doing anything, so I have to separate from it.
Okay. Now, how much television did you watch yesterday?
Mm, I don't know. I don't really count, but not that. I don't think it's a lot.
An hour, 2 hours, 3 hours?
2 hours. 2 hours.
Okay. What kind of shows were you watching? Like, what did you watch for 2 hours?
Um, I think it was whatchamacallit, what's that show called? I'm trying to think. It's that what's it called? What's that game show called? Um, what's that game show called? Where it's like the spinning wheel.
Price is Right?
Wheel of Fortune?
I think yeah. Wasn't it that? Yeah, Wheel of Fortune.
Well, that's only on for a half hour. What else did you watch?
And then from there, I think I watched cartoons.
What kind of cartoons?
Like whatchamacallit? I watched like some SpongeBob, and then from there I go like on. It's called like this channel called Boomerang, and I just watched like there's like a constant loop of like Tom and Jerry, so I watched that.
All right, so you're watching the old cartoons. Boomerang's got the old cartoons, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Tom and Jerry, do you think that's giving you a holy mind? All that violence between the cat and the mouse?
Not really. I mean, I don't think it is, but I
I mean,
don't.
it's funny,
Yeah, it is funny. I just
but
don't.
Tom's always getting hurt.
Yeah, because he's trying to attack Jerry, which he hasn't done anything to Tom. Or he's trying to eat Jerry, but Jerry never did anything to him.
Well, he's a cat.
Yeah, but like his whole purpose is just capturing Jerry and then eating him. And Jerry, he just cares about just eating cheese, and he has to run away from Tom. Jerry doesn't want to get eaten. So Tom does a lot of things and gets himself hurt from just trying to eat Jerry.
Okay, so you spend 2 hours watching Tom and Jerry, Boomerang, fun cartoon stuff, and Wheel of Fortune. Okay. How much time did you spend reading the Bible yesterday?
Um, I don't know. Like sometimes my mom tells me to come into her room, then like she does a little Bible study, so I listen to the Bible study. I don't know how long it is though, but I know I listen to sometimes her Bible study.
So you did that yesterday?
Yeah, I think. Or was it? I don't know what days her Bible study starts, but I know sometimes she calls me.
Sometimes, but you didn't read your Bible yesterday for yourself.
No.
Okay, so is that getting you to the goal of a holy mind? I mean, Tom and Jerry is kind of funny, and SpongeBob is really good, but it's not holy, right?
Yeah.
So how are you going to know what is good and bad if you don't read your Bible?
You really, in that case, you can't really know. You have to. Your only choice is to read the Bible to know what's good and bad.
So what do you think is going to happen to you? You think you're going to be going towards God or towards Satan? You spent 2 hours watching television yesterday, and then maybe on the internet, right? Maybe spend some time on the internet,
Mm-hmm.
on YouTube, right?
Yeah.
You spend what another hour on YouTube?
Yeah. I get bored of it.
So is your mind getting holy or unholy?
It's getting unholy, basically.
Okay, let's go over to Mia. Mia, now we're going to change the subject a little bit. On the Kohen Haggadol's mitre, his turban here, got this blue cord. Why does he have a blue power cord?
Maybe could it be to signify the seat maybe? Because you know how the Lord said for the seat on the corner of the garments for the men, to put a blue thread there. Maybe it could be to signify also the seat, because that's the only color that's with the white seat. It's just blue. So maybe the blue can represent the heavens or something like that. Maybe blue's the Lord's favorite color. I don't know. I'm guessing it could be the blue could be for the seat.
Blue, you're thinking the blue for seat, blue for heaven. What about like black? I think the black and gold would go well together. The black and white would go well together. Like your shirt's got a black shirt and white lettering.
Yeah.
So you think it's matching the seat?
Maybe. It could match the seat.
Why not orange?
Oh. I don't know. I don't think I can see orange, but it's gotta be significant maybe with the colors that the Lord put there.
Or maybe scarlet.
That too, maybe it'll look nice if it would look good too. But I think the Lord wants to. Maybe the Lord has his own. The Lord has his reasons why he puts why there could be a cord there.
I understand it.
I don't know why though.
I'm just trying to find out why the color blue.
Oh, maybe when Aaron he has to put the turban on to go to the temple or something to the Mishkan or something, that maybe it reminds him that he has that mantle of leadership over all the people, because the mantle was the tzitzi, and the tzitzi resembled the laws. I mean, well, not resemble the laws, but the tzitzi are a reminder of the men. They're a reminder for the men who wear them. They're reminders so that they don't sin. So maybe when Aaron has to put on the headgear and he fastens the ornament on, then he sees that he has mental leadership. Like it could be a day-to-day reminder of that he's a leader and that he has to be careful with his decisions and that nothing can go wrong in the temple. If not, he's responsible.
Okay, that was pretty good, Mia. That was a pretty good one. Brian, what do you think, Brian?
I think it's like for like what Mia said.
What Mia say?
The thing represents for the CT, and it could mean like the sky. And
Don't we have 8 seats sealed on each corner? Or making the 8. And why has he only got 1 then?
when
Maybe it's blue is for boy. He's a boy, so he's got blue on. If he was a girl, then she would wear pink. So it'd be a pink thing. The blue is for boy and pink is for girl.
but there's no girls though.
There's no girl. So why not a black cord? Black would be cool looking, right?
Yeah, but God, I think it could be God's favorite color.
Speak up a little louder, Brian.
It could be his favorite color because it said his favorite color was blue and scarlet.
So why doesn't he have all 3 colors there?
I think blue is God's favorite of all them.
Why?
Because he likes blue.
Jeanette, what do you think, Jeanette? Why does he got the blue power cord around his head?
I think it's
Gotta speak up.
Sitio, it signifies the 5 books of Torah.
The blue signifies the 5 books of Torah?
Yeah.
How does it do that?
Well, when you tie a knot, there's 5 knots.
Does it tell us to tie knots?
No, it's not knots. I don't know what it's called.
Okay, so why is this around his head instead of around his ear? And why don't you just wrap it around his ear?
Maybe it's because it's on his head for a clean mind.
Because it's a holy mind. Okay, that was a pretty good answer. What do you think, Adrian? Marley, you're next.
Oh, I mean, yeah, it probably does represent the tzitzit after all. The blue thread is meant to represent God after all. The blue is meant to remind you of God. So, in a sense, when you're in his presence and you see it, you should be reminded of God. I mean, after all, he's a priest.
Well, the blue represents the laws, so that we don't go around prostituting ourselves. That's in the book of Numbers chapter 15.
I have a different tzitzit now, by the way. It's actually blue and white now.
Well, that's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, the old one got really old, so so I went with a new one.
That's good. All right. Marley, what do you think? Why is this blue power cord wrapped around his head?
Well, why it's not wrapped around his ear or his leg is because that's where the brain is, and that's where the mind is, really, where you think. And I think it also represents Torah.
But why blue and why not orange or scarlet or black?
I thought you said that black meant death, so at least I remember you saying it was death, meaning death.
Well, the darkness is darkness is bad. Black looks cool. Black and gold goes together really well.
Yes, but black still means death, and
Okay, so
yeah,
why not orange? Orange and gold go together.
they do.
Why not pink?
Well, that's not God's favorite color. Well, God made all the colors, but his favorite colors are blue, purple, scarlet.
Okay, so why not scarlet instead of blue?
Well, I don't really know what all the colors mean, but from what I hear, blue is for Torah? Eh?
Eh? Maybe. Well, it is for the laws. Victoria's got her hand up. Victoria.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, good. I really liked what Marley said about it's around your head because like your brain and slash mind is there. But I think the color blue, it's the color blue because like I think blue represents like heaven. I think that's one of the things it represents. And so like kind of like if you want to go to heaven, you have to keep your mind clean and holy. So that's why there's like the reminder or the little gold thingy with it says I forgot what it says, like set apart for Adonai, something like that.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's together with the blue string, I think.
Okay, that was good, Victoria. Okay, so these are all good answers. Okay, the gold part here, let me move the marker here. Set apart, kadosh, holy, la Yehovah, yud, hey, yud, I gotta press the button. Hey, vav, hey, that's Jehovah's name. Okay, set apart for Jehovah. So it's on top of the turban or the mitre. Okay, the mitre is white, representing purity. Your mind is pure. It's holy, and the blue is wrapped around in God's laws, all the way around your brain. Okay? So the practical understanding of this is each of us has to practice learning how to be holy. Okay? Yeah, we can do some other things, but we got to understand what we're watching. Okay? Is that taking us away from God? A lot of the shows that people watch take the name of the Lord in vain. They have bad storylines. SpongeBob is really pretty harmless, at least the old SpongeBob. I don't know if the new ones. When my sons were young, we used to watch SpongeBob with them, and it was really just happy fun. You know, you don't need a license to drive a sandwich. Okay, so, but there are some other shows that you might watch that promote homosexuality to gay characters and promoting that as normal, and that's abnormal. It's people who are gay have a mental disorder. Okay, promoting divorce, promoting fatherless homes, making men look stupid, making people look stupid. Those type of shows are going to draw you further away from God. A lot of stuff on YouTube is going to draw you away from God. So you have to, you know, like Allie Mae said that she practices her instruments a lot. And it's good to practice instruments because then you can praise the Lord. But then she said she only read a chapter of the Bible. So you need to practice learning what holiness is. So that when you're in a situation when you're away from your mother or father, okay, or you're out in the shopping or whatever, and your mom says, go get the milk. Or go to the deli and get these cold cuts. Or she sends you, you're out food shopping and they send you to go, you break up the work and you have your own cart and you go get in a different area. But you have to know what you're doing, okay? And you might hear or come into a situation, you have to have a holy mind to know how to deal with the world in their situation. Should you be looking at this person? Should you be listening to what they're talking about? Okay? So you have to practice. So the high priest, the Kohen Hagadol, he had to have a holy mind, and the Lord knows what you're thinking. The Lord knows what you're thinking. All right? Let's see here. What do we got here? Mia, read verse 43 to 46.
There I will meet with the people of Israel, and the place will be consecrated by my glory. I will consecrate the tent of meeting and the altar. Likewise, I will consecrate Aaron and his sons to serve me in the office of Cohen. Then I will live with the people of Israel and be their God. They will know that I am Jehovah their God, who brought them out of the land of Egypt in order to live with them. I am Jehovah their Elohim.
Okay. This is a beautiful sentence. Because the reason that you want to develop a holy mind is this sentence here. There I will meet with the people of Israel. God does not want to be away from you guys, but he needs to stay away from unholiness. Okay? He wants, like when we look at this picture, okay, this is the front of the tabernacle over here, where you would bring your offerings. Like here, the people are bringing their offerings. You see the people over here, okay, bringing their offerings. And right inside here, that would be the blazing altar. God's presence is in the back of the Mishkan. Here's the holy place. Remember, we looked at that place. I think that was last week. Okay? He wants to live amongst us, but we must do the work ourselves of setting our minds to be holy. You got to do the work yourself. He's not going to do it for you. He gave us the Torah so we would know what is holy. He gave us his son, Yeshua the Messiah, to show us that you can live a holy life. It's not easy. Yeshua's life was not easy. He had to do a lot of work, but he was willing to come off his throne in heaven up here. And then the Father said, I want to be with my people. I want to meet with you. His heart is to want to be with us. But we a lot of times push him out by our action, by what we're watching or what we're not doing. If we only spend 5 minutes in his word a day, but we spend 2 hours playing video games. You know, Adrian loves his video games. Adrian loves his video games. But Adrian won't spend 2 hours. He'll spend, if his mom let him, Adrian will probably spend 4 hours or 5 hours a day playing video games. Right, Marley? Bobblehead? But would Adrian spend 5 hours a day reading the Bible? No, no, no. That's boring. Okay? That's boring. But then you have an unholy mind. But God says here, I want to meet with you. He wants to meet with each one of us. But you have to choose to not be a bobblehead. You got to choose. You got to practice. Like Yadiel was saying earlier, he loves playing basketball. And he learned how to dribble the ball with one hand, and then he had to practice dribbling the ball with the other hand. You got to practice the Bible. Well, how do I practice it? Well, I got to read it, and then I got to apply it to my life, meaning I got to start doing these things. And you don't think it's, well, why do we got to do this? Because you do. Because one day you're going to meet God face to face. And then things may not go very well. All right. Come to the end of the class today. I'm going to get you all on my screen here. Okay. Get it over here. And we're going to give somebody the opportunity to pray to close the day. 1 second. Let me just get you all on my screen over here. I am thinking of a number from 1 to 10. Yadiel gets the first chance today.
4.
Nope. Allie Mae.
2.
Nope. Marley.
6.
Nope. Lev.
I'm thinking 9.
You're wrong. Let's see if Yeshua, can you get it 3 days in a row?
Okay, let's see. 10.
Wrong.
Oh,
Adrian.
3.
Wrong. Yadiel.
5.
Wrong. Lev's got her hand up again. Lev.
8.
Wrong. Riette.
1.
Wrong. Let's give Yeshua another shot.
4.
4?
4.
Wrong. Mia.
7.
You got it.
Okay. Thank you, Lord, for this day. Thank you for letting us have another life. Thank you for letting us have class and that we're able to have an education. Please, I ask you that you help us to apply whatever we learned today to our lives, and that we'll be able to improve ourselves if we need some adjustments in order to fit your standards. And please, Lord, help us to discern what's right and wrong, and that you'd help us to be able to make time for you, like for your word and stuff like that. And in Yeshua's name, amen.
Amen. All right. Have a great day, guys. Shalom.
Shalom.